right. So point is, and I have a RF sniffer I'm putting on the door coming into our factory. Okay, because you're not allowed when you come into my factory. You're not allowed to bring in thumb drives, ballpoint, any kind of pens. We look at jewelry that you might have on. Okay, glasses. We look at your glasses. Uh, no phones, no key fobs. You can get a key. You get a key that looks like the key for my truck here. You can't get it in front of me. Looks like the key for my truck here. That's a thumb drive that's web enabled that you unplug the key and plug it into the USB port. Now that USB port is talking via Wi-Fi to a computer in their car parked out in front of your space. Okay, this is serious stuff, and for the
Now,
sake of security, yeah.
the other thing is be very, very careful about giving out your Wi-Fi password in your
Oh,
business
yeah. Well,
because
we have a completely separate, not even connected in any way, shape, or form. It's a separate internet IP and a separate router and everything for guest Wi-Fi. That
mhm.
nobody gets Wi-Fi for the company, and which is not even transmitting. You can set it so you have to know the IP and type it in order to even find it. And but we also have two networks running. One is in the secure space that there's no Wi-Fi on it, and it's not connected anywhere to the internet because I'm part of the FBI InfraGard cybersecurity, and
Mhm.
the attitude and the rule is if you're connected to the internet, you are going to be hacked. It's not a
Mhm.
question of if, like I said earlier, it's a question of when you're going to be hacked. And all it takes is one time you don't pay any attention and you click that button, and it's like, OMG, you just really did it. And I'll tell you this, Microsoft is your best friend. If you don't renew your Microsoft 365 subscription, it gets to a certain point, they actually will reach into your computer while you're working on it and erase it all. They did on my computer. My screen went black. I rebooted, and all of my Microsoft 365, including my Outlook, everything is gone. Okay, and which is why I'm now on Linux, and I use I use um, I use a Linux version of Microsoft Office, LibreOffice, and I use Thunderbird for my email. Gotten off of Microsoft everywhere I can, and none of our computers in the secure area are running Windows. They're all on Linux, and some of the computers online are running Windows only because we have to. But you need to have somebody come in and lock your computer down. Uh, any Microsoft application, if you look at your web traffic, is like a machine gun. It's consuming 2/3 of your traffic on your web traffic, your computer, and they have a total and complete image of your hard drive
Mhm.
in your Microsoft account that you can find it, but you really, really have to look hard for it. And they track it all. And their terms of the use are if you're using our software, whatever our software touches in your computer is our intellectual property, and we're just allowing you to continue to use it. So you write
Now,
about
the other thing is, I don't know if you've noticed this. If you use Microsoft Office, like one of my jobs requires me to, and you go to remove your hard drive and make it external, it's got a BitLocker on it now.
oh, really?
I had
Nice.
two cases of that happen just lately, and that's actually not legal. even with their terms of agreement.
They
And
don't
we're
care.
finding it's happening with the use of Microsoft.
They do not care.
No, but and I know Jim might have just scared some of you. You can
Yeah,
use things like Google Docs to get around it. But then on Google Docs, be careful of your settings because you don't want to give Google the same permission that Microsoft has. At least there is a way to turn it off. And the other thing is you don't want to have that as your only source of backup. That's my other reason. Back up everything, including your documents.
yeah,
You don't want to lose them.
yeah,
And Microsoft is one of the biggest ones that hackers will hack.
yeah.
Just to let
Yeah.
you know.
It is. You get a lot of those. I get emails from friends I haven't heard from in eons about, hey, did you hear about this? Blah 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 blah. Click here. Okay. What I do is I pick up my phone and call them on the phone and say, hey, boy, it's great to hear from you. How have you been? Oh, you didn't hear from me. I haven't emailed you. It's like, yeah, I didn't think so, but I thought I'd call and let you know that you've been hacked.
Yeah, it's the big one on phones. The easiest way to hack is through a text message.
Yeah.
Now, I've also worked in telecom. And basically, back in the 90s, 1994, I worked with primarily all men in the industry. And one day I just was standing in what's called the ops center down where all the equipment is. And I said, what happens when we get a virus in the data? They all laughed at me and went, it'll never happen. Yeah, it will. And they went, no, it won't. You're just one of those computer weirdos. Okay. So in 1995, I got called by someone I knew at Verizon, and they said, remember when you said that in 1994 about the data getting a virus? I went, yeah, I said a lot of stuff. He goes, Verizon's now taking it serious. We're getting viruses. I went, yeah, it took you 11 years to listen to me. He goes, yeah, well, what do you expect? I went, okay. So even your phone's hackable. Your phone actually is probably more hackable than even your computer.